Yo, what's up, everybody? And we're back with the Day by Day podcast with Dezi and Mark.
Day by day.
Episode 4?
Welcome back to Day by Day, everybody. Yes, this is episode 4, if I'm not mistaken.
It is episode 4.
It is episode 4. Yeah, shout out.
And this week, we have our good friend, Joshua Rock.
Joshua Rock, what is up, man?
AKA Dezi's roommate.
This man is my roommate, my lover, my rock star, my rock, my spirit animal, and everything else in between.
We're getting the
I'm glad to be a spirit animal. I would say I'm really happy that we moved in now. Like this has been an amazing experience.
Josh, introduce yourself to our fans. Tonight we have a very special guest, a very good friend of ours, Joshua Rock. So how does it feel to be on Day by Day with Dezi and Mark?
Well, first, it's an honor, and I'd like to thank the Academy. No, but on the real, I'm happy you guys invited me. As you already heard my name. That's my name for putting out my indie pop. I also go by Phenom, F-E-N-U-M. That's
Phenom
where I put out...
Or Venom?
No, Phenom, F-E-N-U-M. Okay. It's where I put out some hip-hop stuff, and then I have a pop punk band called Yesterday's Ending.
Very multifaceted.
Hell yeah. Do you hear that, guys? This guy does it all. What the hell?
Guys, fingers in everything, so that's good. I like that, so.
There are some things I don't want my fingers in, though, on the
real. Same, though.
We'd also like to thank our sponsors tonight, Smirnoff and Fresca. So this is basically our kind of farewell podcast in a way, because Mark leaves for tour, and when we're filming this, it'll be
so by the time this podcast comes out, I think I'll be on my second week of tour. I'll be on my second week of tour, so this is filmed like literally days before I fly out to meet up with the touring band or artists. But
tell them a little bit about who you're touring with, bro. There's some cool artists on this tour.
we'll get to that in a little bit. I just really want to start out with Josh, since he is our...
Well, I want to say I'm honestly glad that I get to be one of like the right before podcasts before you go on tour, because I've been hyping about this, and I'm ready to like see like what we're about to talk about, and I want to hear everything that happens after the tour too.
Oh yeah, dude! I'm definitely gonna be like taking notes about shit. I really want to put together not a book, but just like a small like collection of just thoughts of like, day by day, or like maybe every couple of days. I just write like a few paragraphs about what we've been up to, and just really be like, yeah, this is what it's like when you got 4 guys who are on a supporting tour going across the country.
I think that you should make a vlog of the whole tour.
Well, yeah, no, of course. I'm going to be filming nowadays. Like everything, dude. Like, I definitely want to make like a nice, like 45-minute, hour-long documentary of just everything that happened. But besides that, no. So Josh, we've known Joshua for like what? 3?
Gosh, it's going on
not 3
like,
years yet. 2 years?
It feels like that long, but in reality,
it's only been like a year and a half.
That long.
No,
yeah.
See, when I think of the term knowing somebody, I mean like because. We were like acquaintances, I guess, throughout.
That's a good way to point. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, acquaintances.
Yeah, because I remember the first time I ever heard of Dezi was when we were doing a music video for Wolfie, and I was one of the guys to wear the morph suit, and so was he. And I heard about him of word. I ran into him at a party, and then my first intro to this man was I saw he was wearing some shorts he got from a Neck Deep concert, and I bought the exact same pair of shorts.
Yeah, shout out Vans Warped Tour. I think we definitely bonded over our checkered shorts that we shared together. But yeah, shout out to Neck Deep as well. I don't know if we've ever been at the same Warped Tour the same year though.
Probably not. Because didn't you go to the Orlando one, right?
Always Orlando, yeah.
Well, I spent most of my life. I lived in Alabama, so Warped Tour never came through. We always went to Atlanta for every Warped Tour, and then the one Warped Tour I experienced in Florida, or I experienced 2 of them technically, was in Tampa and West Palm.
And Tampa is, if you are kind of in the area of Florida, Tampa is the Warped Tour to go to. And is it in Tampa or is it like in Clearwater, technically?
Well, no, I was about to say West Palm had to be the spot because that was the last one on the tour date. And we were out there and shit got crazy. Like the Ice 9 Kill Pit for the very last Warped Tour.
Shit.
I threw some fists probably. And then we had this piece of wood that was painted like Plank from Ed, Edd n Eddy that the lead singer literally pointed out. And so it was a wild fucking experience.
So
this is West Palm, right?
If Warped Tour ever comes back, you know which one to go to if you're in Florida. West Palm.
West Palm.
Shout out.
So, but yeah, we met Josh. God, it had to have been... Okay, so I met Wolfie in 2017, like the very end of that. And then that was like when he had just started Full Sail, I want to say. So I met you about 6 months. It was definitely 2018, right?
When was the first time we all had heard of each other? Like how? What?
No, like you said,
happened?
It was the MIA video.
Literally, the MIA video is when I heard about you, and then after that, I met you at a party. But I literally just didn't get to like talk to you that much because, like, we already had our like
we had like our little groups of friends.
Right.
But Mark, I would say I talked to more because he lived in the same complex as I did at one point, and so when I had a party and invited his friends, he just slid right through, and he was like, he taught one of our foreign exchange students. He taught Pratik how to shotgun a beer and live the American life.
Oh, I've seen Pratik shotgun a few beers since then, to be honest.
Exactly.
I think he likes
I totally forgot that I lived like not even a building down away from you. Like I was like,
it was amazing. You showed up with literally like just beer coated under your arm, and you were like, "Let's do this."
Exactly. Yeah, I definitely remember that party because Wolfie took me there. I want to say somebody threw up outside your door at that party.
It was definitely Wolfie. I mean, there's been.
He said it was definitely Wolfie.
There were 2 incidents. Yes. I remember one of them was a birthday party, and Wolfie literally threw up right outside before I drove back to Alabama, so all my neighbors had to deal with that smell. And then there was another party that Wolfie came to of mine, and I remember out of nowhere, he just took a shot and he said, "I'm feeling it," and he threw the glass at the ground and chipped my shot glass.
I did not hear about that. I may have, but it's been a while.
That story has never surfed in, I think, our friendship.
Oh my god!
I don't know why I haven't brought it up to you guys, but he just did the shot right next to the front door, and he was like, and he just chunked it at the ground, and so it's still chipped, and it's in our new house. Dezi.
Oh wait, so did it not shatter?
It didn't shatter. Literally, like the butt edge of it at the bottom.
So that must have been a thick ass glass. Whose phone is going off?
Dezi, I turned down my volume. Whose
phone is not on silent mode? Come on, man.
I'm so sorry. Actually, my phone is on silent, so
it's not
fuck
me.
Both of you.
Is it me? It is me. It's my computer.
Motherfucker.
Damn,
so
I'm sorry,
actually
guys.
really excited that Josh is on the podcast now because I've never lived with Josh until now, and I feel like we can have some fun a little later in the podcast, asking some questions of what it's like to live with Josh and what it's like to live with Dezi. And I feel like Mark is, honestly, I see Mark enough to the point where he pretty much knows what it's like to live with me. If I don't see Mark every day, it's pretty much every other day. So
exactly,
we're besties like that.
But yeah, I know Dezi definitely wanted to cover some music. Because Josh is one of our really good friends that actually gives a fuck about music. Yeah, and I'm not trying to put anybody else down, but Josh is definitely the type of person that if you're at a concert, if you're at a Full Sail event, or if you're just at a party sipping a brew and you play a song that he knows, which is like usually about 80% of the time,
I'd say
maybe 90. He'll fucking stand there and talk to you for a good 20-30 minutes about like everything you can know about that band.
That's literally a good quality and a bad quality of me. I swear the reason women stop flirting with me is probably because I will go on a tangent about anything they're ready to talk about. It doesn't matter if it's R&B or punk. I just want to like be like, yeah, man, that band's really good.
Exactly.
Ladies, no, 100%. He's single. He's a musician. He lives in Winter Park. He's single.
Hey, look,
ladies, he's got it all.
He's got the good old Southern looks. You know, he's a Southern gentleman.
Roll Tide.
Oh, yeah, Roll Tide. No, I am from Alabama.
Wait, cheers for the Roll Tide.
Cheers for that. Cheers for Roll Tide.
Fuck that, go Cox. Dude, I'm not cheering to Roll Tide.
Dude, be quiet. If anything, okay, Cox, whatever, but fuck War Eagle. No.
Oh, yeah, no, we can all agree that fuck War Eagle.
Fuck War Eagle.
Fuck War Eagle.
Yo, can I get a go Florida State? I didn't go to Florida State.
I don't know if they won today or not, but no, definitely. No, yeah, and Josh has had like a very interesting past too. Like,
I think so.
I could talk to this man about something. He'll be like, "Yeah, dude, honestly, I know how you're feeling because I did something similar to that 2-3 years ago, and I was like doing this." You've been like all over the country, kind of, haven't you too?
Yes, I would say that I'm really upset that I have not like left outside of America. That is still something that has not been done. The closest I've been was when I was in Michigan, and I stared at the border of Canada. I just like looked at it and I was like, I want to get to you someday.
Exactly. No, and I totally feel the same way, but. Dude, like, what states have you been to, like, out of the 50? I know it's not, like, you know, something crazy like 30 or 40, but it's definitely higher than most people would expect.
Crazy, like 30 or 40.
It really depends on what you count, because...
I mean, I count on, like, visiting or living, like, either one of them.
See, that's what I was about to say. If it counts, like, driving through, because...
I'll say driving through.
I didn't actually fly on my first plane until I was, like, 18, so anything that our family did, it was always, like,
this man rode his horse everywhere. Is what he's saying.
Yeah,
he rode a horse.
About one horsepower. No, but I literally stayed mostly in Alabama till I was 18. But like the only time I left was when we did family trips, and it was always by car, which took forever. But some places that I've been to Colorado, which was the mountains were beautiful.
Yeah, people tell me.
People over exaggerate on that shit, but it honestly is true. The mountains were just the most beautiful thing to just walk around into. Because I have a half brother out there, and he mountain bikes, so he does all those trails. So he took us seeing almost everything that Colorado had to offer.
I bet just being in Colorado and having that backdrop, like everywhere you go, just snow-capped mountains, just looking.
No lie, the only weird thing about Colorado is, and it's not weird, it's actually like much respectable, but everyone there is like health freaks to the max.
Oh, I believe it.
I think I need to visit Colorado. That's all I
they're very like, I was gonna say backwoods, but it's not backwoods. It's very like rural, but like they are kind of modern in the sense of like they want to take care of themselves. You know what I mean?
Completely. I remember we went.
Wait, where did you go to Boulder? Did you go to Denver? Like, what area were you in?
I think I went to this place called Littleton. That was around where my half brother lived. But we did go to Denver to see some aquarium. Yeah. But the main thing that I loved about it was we went rafting down this like freezing ass river.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
This is when I noticed everyone was healthy. Like you drive down the town, everyone's on bikes. And then if you open someone's cooler in the back of their car, it had orange juice or coconut water. Like not milk,
coconut water.
Oh wait, not just regular water.
Yeah, coconut water is low key. Like I did this. So I did a science experiment in like 6th grade about like the electrolytes versus smart water and coconut water. Water surpasses smart water.
Really?
Yeah. So next time you're feeling dehydrated, you go out, like drink a coconut water.
I can imagine. So coconut, I remember we used to grow up, because my dad was a health fanatic, and we would rub that shit in our hair. He would put it in like almost all our food. Coconut oil was just the shit to have around the house.
Yeah,
like, it's don't need butter, don't need anything else. Coconut oil.
Well, I hate to interrupt, but also, Mark, if for the people not watching the YouTube video, my drink is empty.
Well,
I think
the vodka's right there.
I'd like you to make my drink, bro.
I did not want to make your drink.
I want you to make it. Yeah, Josh,
I want to
special guest, make my drink for me, bro.
Well, Josh is
dealer's
doing
choice.
That.
We're drinking Smirnoff and Fresca for anybody watching.
I'm gonna be on my 3rd drink, so I got both of us real quick.
Oh goodness gracious.
Okay,
but while we're talking about that,
we're good.
Or you guys are doing that. So so definitely we've known Josh for about a year and a half then.
We'll give or take, yeah.
But it's crazy how like in the span of things, it's a really short time, but I felt like me and Dezi and Josh have definitely had like a really good bonding time over the last couple months.
Gotten close really quickly, yeah.
Because I think Josh can attest to this. A lot of like our friends from school, they've moved on, to go on back home or like to do something else. And, like including Wolfie, like Wolfie left. So it's like when you're out of college, you kind of reach that state of like, dang, I have like friends who are here and friends who aren't here anymore. And you kind of have to make newer, like, like a new group of friends. And honestly, Josh has been just like really nice to have around, dude. Like in the sense of like a really cool guy, like he's level headed and everything.
Josh is without a doubt one of the coolest friends I have. I think we bond a lot over our music and things like that, music interests. But without a doubt, Josh is a very sweet guy, and I think he just embodies the term Southern hospitality in
definitely.
A person.
Him and his family. His family.
Yeah, his mom too. His mom just stayed with us for like I think a couple days while helping us move in and stuff, and all that. And dude, I'm telling you what, good people. And I cannot rave enough about Josh, and I'm very happy that he's on this podcast because I've wanted to talk music on this podcast, I think since the beginning, and like we both agreed, me and Mark, we were like, let's save that for our good friend Josh. Now we're here with Josh, and I'm happy we can finally talk music. And I think we have a story to tell that we didn't get to tell Josh the other day. For the people that are listening, it's kind of an inside joke, but it's about one of our good friends who we mentioned on the podcast a lot. And I think we should tell the story today.
About Wolfie. So the other night we were just kind of, I don't know, bullshitting around with stories and stuff.
It's around Halloween, so who knows what was going on.
And then, so I want to say over the summer, our good friend Wolfie and his really good, and his like his brother and his other best friend came down to visit.
We were recording in like an EP's worth of music. For our band,
they were doing music stuff, but then we decided to all go out to blow off steam.
On Wednesday night.
So like I'm over here at my house doing my thing because the house where they were recording music at was like 45 minutes away, like an hour away.
By Universal.
So they were over there doing their thing, and then we were all gonna meet downtown. And so I FaceTime them. I'm FaceTime Wolfie. I'm like, yo, are you guys leaving anytime soon? It's like 10:30 or some shit, like almost 10 o'clock or something. He's like, yeah, we're drunk as
I made Wolfie and
yeah. How much did you make him drink?
And honestly, okay. So the way the night started off is like, we were like, okay, we're gonna like, get fucked up, drink before we go downtown. But I was like, honestly, dude, like, we had made music all day. Like, we were all ready to unwind and like just fucking go at it and go to mac and cheese night at iBar.
But how much did you make him drink and what?
We had a bottle of Jack, a bottle of Captain Morgan, and I will say that nobody else in the band besides me, Wolfie, or Anthony drank the Captain Morgan, or no, excuse me, the Jack Daniels, really. So it was
like a fifth.
It was like 3 people on the Jack Daniels bottle, and it's
a lot of liquor for Wolfie.
That's a lot of liquor for me too. Honestly, for anybody that doesn't drink that much.
It's funny, dude. Every time I've seen like Wolfie, anytime he drinks, it just takes one person to kind of tell him. It's like, hey, you want another drink? And he'll because he's down for it. Well, he just needs to be said like, hey, you want to have a drink with me? And he'll go for it.
Yeah, exactly.
We were definitely egging him on that night, and like basically what happened is we finished this bottle of Jack. We're with the band, we're with our people. It's good vibes, good energy.
And so he calls the lift.
We call a lift, yeah, and
Wolfie
we head downtown.
Calls the lift. That's a crucial part of this story is Wolfie calls the lift, and this had to be like at least like a $20 lift because again they were like on the other side of town, and I had to go downtown on a very busy night.
Like $20-$25.
Yeah, so Wolfie calls this lift or whatever. I get dropped off by my girlfriend. And so I'm waiting to meet them. I'm in the club already, just chilling, drinking a beer, surveying all this stuff.
Wait. You got to explain the part because you weren't here for this.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So this whole time I'm in the bar already. No idea where these guys are at. I'm trying to text them and no one's answering.
We're 5 away. We're hitting Mark with that like, oh, we're 10 away. We're 5 away. We're coming.
They're doing
we're
that fucking,
but we're nowhere near there.
Slow people time.
So we get in this lift, and this is the story we were trying to tell Josh the other night, but we wanted to save it for the podcast. So we fucking get in this lift, and just the shit show of the night starts, and I tell you what, like I will never forget this night. But yeah, so I'm chilling in the middle row of like this Uber XL or whatever it was. We had a lot of people with us.
Yeah.
And I'm just chilling in the middle row, and then like I wasn't paying attention to the back seat really. I was jamming out, talking to whoever was next to me. And before I know it, like we're at downtown, and like everybody's like, yo, like get him out. Like,
yeah, it's
and,
time to get out.
I see Wolfie in the back seat, like for the people not watching, he's just swaying back and forth, like. Whoa.
Think of just somebody like on like you're just sitting on like a stool who's just like
had way too much to drink.
Yeah.
So we get out of the car, and
my boy.
It's like I hear Wolfie throwing up in the back, but I don't. I'm like, there's no way that could be happening right now. And sure enough, we get out of the lift, and like. Wolfie's thrown up in the lift in the cup holder in the third row.
The next thing I know, I'm getting a call. It was either from Elliot or Embry.
Yeah.
They called them off of your phone or I don't know. Somebody called me and they're like, yo, come outside, come across the street. Wolfie threw up. And I'm like, what? Okay, I'm out. I'm coming out. And I wish Elliot or Embry were here. I think Dezi didn't see it. But they describe it as I'm coming across. I have like a shirt on, like a long sleeve button up shirt that's unbuttoned or whatever, and I'm running across the street with my with the flaps kind of like going like this. So they're like, he looks like a brown Superman.
Bro, he looked like Batman. If you've ever seen The Dark Knight, like him running to anything
with my cape behind me,
his fucking Ralph Lauren flannel flying in the air, like coming up like. To save the day of Wolfie throwing up downtown.
And I just look and oh dude, he looked so bad. I felt so bad. He was literally on the side. Have you ever like just been so drunk you're sitting up against a wall? But you're
honestly, that's a fucking he's like rock star right there.
Sitting in his own throw up, and I was like, oh guys, no, he's not going anywhere. And some of the group was like, oh, we should go inside, like he'll be okay. But like a lot of us were kind of like under the consensus of like, no, dude, this man's like threw up on his shirt, threw up on himself, like
he's not having a good night, like
we have a choice. And his brother was being really nice and was like, yo guys, I'll take one for the team and go home with him. And we're like, and Dezi was like, nah, dude, fuck that. Like, we all go home, or bro. No one no one has fun. You know what I mean?
We are going wherever our boy goes, life or death.
Those are definitely like rock star fucking moments. Like to throw up in I just want to know what the process of being the Uber driver be like. Oh shit! Oh
no, here's the best part. So again, we save Wolfie, we get him home. He goes to sleep. We wait. He stays at my house that night because he was my old roommate, so he stayed in his old room. He wakes up the next day and it's like, oh, guys, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. Or tells me that because Dezi and everybody else went back to the other house.
I went back to my place, yeah.
And
actually, no, I didn't go back to my place. That was quite an ordeal. But
that's another story.
Yeah, that's another
day.
story.
But yeah, so Wolfie wakes up. I'm sitting on the couch, and this man goes like, "Oh my god, dude! Lyft is charging me for throwing up in their car."
No shit.
And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, they're charging me like $100 or some shit like that." And I was like, "All right, man, you got two choices. You can either A, tell Lyft to like go suck a dick and cancel your card and say that shit got stolen, or B, just take that hit." And he was like, "I'm gonna call Chase and tell them my card got stolen. That was not me." And he did it, and he's just never gonna ride Lyft again.
I hope that doesn't piss any people off. I've told a few people that, and they don't have the best reaction to that. So we love Wolfie no matter what.
When you're a struggling musician, the best thing to ever do is like, yo, if I ain't got the money for that, I'm not gonna put it down. Like,
I mean, I feel even if you're not a musician, you don't have the money for like,
and even then, Lyft is gonna cover that guy. You know what I mean? Regardless of Wolfie pays or not.
The moral of the story is that Wolfie can never use Lyft again, and that's all we're gonna say about it. That's all the world needs to know.
Yeah, that was the story, Josh.
Dude, no, I couldn't even imagine the fucking process. Like, I grew up in a place where Lyft and Uber just don't exist because everything is too fucking far away for anyone to even deal with that shit. Like, we have like kind of taxis, but they're bullshit.
But yeah, no, everything up where like I've lived, I think Josh can attest, is like, you better hope you have a buddy who is either A, doesn't drink that much, or B, is just sober, who can drive you home or drive yourself home all the time.
That is the truth.
The nearest gas station will always be like fucking 15 minutes away. Yep. It was bullshit.
Yep. No, like, I'm serious, dude. Like, anytime there was a party and it was like, it doesn't seem far because they'll be like, oh, it's only, 10 miles away, bro. On rural, like, back roads, 10 miles feels like 50. It's
10
crazy.
miles feels like an hour. Yeah.
They say that like DUIs are like really heavy, but I think like they're never accounted for in like southern driving.
Yeah.
Like, you have back roads that are never covered with cars and dudes in pickup trucks that just are drunk out of their mind.
Yeah, no, 100%. Because if you live in a real rural place like that, there's at least 3 ways to get to your house. You know what I mean? Like, there's the main road, but then there's also that back road, and there's also that other back road that you learned about, and you're like, all right, I don't want to get pulled over, so I'm going to go to the back road.
That's honestly one thing that's been really hard with adjusting to Florida, especially this part of Florida, like the big city. Sorry, I had to burp.
Josh is getting gassy on the fucking podcast.
Just a little gassy. But no, it's you have to like really examine back in like home, it's just these very few back roads, and you have these like places to go. In Orlando, it's just a fucking city. You have roads after roads.
I
think like I've remembered like maybe 5 places I can go, but other than that, even after 2 years, it's like, wow, there's still shit I haven't explored.
Oh yeah, of course. That's what I love about Orlando. But all right, so to finish off the podcast, these two live together now.
I know, this is crazy. Okay, so I think we have 2 main key points left to talk about, and that's one, living with each other. How's that going? And the do's and don'ts and the funny stories of that. But also, like, before this ends, I want to talk some music.
Well, dude, we got about 7 minutes, so.
You hear that, viewers? We got about 7 minutes. So let's make them count.
I love talking about music, as y'all already know from the beginning. So
I'm gonna go ahead and say this about living with
yourself out, bro. Shout yourself out. We're doing the living with me part first.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do that real quick and not to like say like it's not like, dude, I fucking love living with you. Even though it sounds really quick, everything I'm saying, it honestly has shocked me how much you honestly just spend time with me and hang out because I've had so many situations where people will like just kind of sit in the other room and stay away, but you actually interact, and I'm like, holy shit, I can share like Netflix or like just anything. Like, this dude's cool with hanging out with me, and that's been the most lovely part of it.
I told you, Josh, Dezi is the type of person who has to have somebody around.
As a southerner, that's amazing. Like,
and I feel like, you said yourself, you're the same way, so that's really good.
I like the company of good people, and Josh and I share, I think, a lot in common that not a lot of people and I probably do share in common. And I can like literally come up to Josh and be like, yo, dude, have you heard this like super obscure ass song, or like, do you want to jam, or whatever it may be? And then we end up doing something super cool. Like today we wrote a super dope little lick, and we were just started off by fucking around, And before you know it, it was like actually kind of a productive thing, and we were like, whoa, like this is actually pretty sick.
Documentaries about folk music, and he was like, let's get inspired. And I was like, yes.
That right there, like, as somebody who works in the music industry, that right there is like something that transcends just music. You guys actually have a bond, and it's like,
we do.
When you do like jam out or something, or like, just have a session, it's not like, oh, this guy wants to do music. It's more of like, yo, like, this is fun. Like, I don't even feel like this is work.
I could jam every day. But since we're at that point, especially too, since we're getting close to the end of the podcast, y'all ask me anything about music, and like, I'm ready to talk about it.
Josh, okay, so going off that then, we're talking music now.
Whoa, before that, we could do a part 2 to this.
We could
just, release 2 episodes.
I could really talk about my favorite subject for hours.
1 and 2.
So should we do music tomorrow night then?
No, I'm saying we could continue this because the only reason we have, so viewers and listeners, the only reason we have to stop is because the camera that we use to film us talking for YouTube, it cuts itself out after 29 minutes of shooting. But all we really have to do is just take a really quick, brief pause, start the camera back up, and we can go on for another 30 minutes.
I'd be fully down for that.
So we could start this conversation. We'd have 30 seconds to pause to get, not even 30, 10 seconds for me to go hit the record button again, and then we can jump right back into it.
All right, well, let's finish it up then. As you guys, I think, know by our podcast by now, we are totally transparent and down for the cause. So let's talk the rest of the podcast for the remaining 5 minutes we got. Josh, what's it like living with Dezi World?
Oh.
Okay, what it's like living with Dezi World.
I mean, it's only been 2 weeks.
It's only been 2 weeks.
It hasn't been that long, but I think
2 weeks, and then he lived in this whole apartment for a week.
Even with 2 weeks, you really get the examination of
you get a vibe, because I feel like if you leave a roommate by themselves at the house, for a day or two, and then you come back, you either A, expect they're gonna leave the house a fucking mess, or B, everything's gonna be the same way you left it.
Well, I will say, I think the hardest part with living with me, for anybody that's listening or watching this, is how much of a clean freak I am. And it's not in a bad way, it's not in a crazy way, but I am a
You can definitely tell Dezi will get uncomfortable if it's kind of getting messy in the house.
I do, I get stressed
wherever
out.
He is.
I do, yes.
No, that's perfectly understandable. I know before I lived with Dezi, I lived alone for 2 years, and then before that is when I actually lived with people. So I spent a whole 2 years just by myself in my own corridor and space. And even before I lived by myself, I knew one habit I had that was going to have to I got a kick when I get roommates is that I will literally walk into a house after work or just after any long day, and I just throw my clothes anywhere.
That is a true story.
Dezi will throw his clothes anywhere too. Not anywhere.
No, I will not throw them anywhere. That is false.
But
I will throw them somewhere out of sight, and then the next morning when I wake up at 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 8 a.m., whenever early hour of the morning it is, I will pick them up and put them away.
Yeah, you'll see his clothes, if he kicks off his clothes, it's behind his bed.
Or it's somewhere obscure.
Yeah, somewhere where no one would ever look. But if you see me kick off my clothes, the first thing I do is I just throw my shoes at any side of a wall. And then, I'll take off my shirt and put it on the edge of a chair, and I'll be like, fuck it. The day's over.
Day's over. I am not.
I'll wake up in the morning, and it's I walk out to the kitchen, and I'm like, oh, there's a pizza van in here and some socks, and I'm like,
hey, that was Halloween. I needed the opposite shoes for this Halloween costume, because other than that, they would have been matching.
But yeah. I think all in all, though, I think everybody's gotten along pretty well. I think me and Josh especially, like I said, we wrote some dope music today. We were gonna bring the guitar to show you guys what we wrote today, but of course we forgot.
It's okay, guys.
It's okay. Yeah, but
all right. Well, we will end the podcast, the part 1 of the Joshua
Rock.
Joshua. Ooh, I'm getting gassy now too, boys.
See, dude, it's contagious.
We're going to end it right here, but stay tuned because we're going to come back with part 2 here in about 30 seconds.
30
seconds. See y'all for part 2, baby.